Welcome, guys. It's Mike, and I am back with another review. This review is from a Japanese brand by the name of Namica watches. Before I get into that review, guys, on the wrist I have the Namica Shirahama Neo Tokyo Kanji DLC. This is a 40mm diver with that beautiful purple violet fume dial. What a gorgeous piece that is. And as gorgeous as this is, guys, just have another look at that. As gorgeous as that is, guys, it's not about that today. Today we have a Namica, if you can read kanji, that is Okami. Okami is Japanese for wolf. Now, before I show you the watch, I don't usually do this. I usually get the box out of the way really quickly, but I'm going to show you this box, guys, because it's got some good bits in there. So get that out of the way. We have a lovely design. The watch sits in here, and all the paperwork sit in the side here, nicely uniformly tucked away. I'll just close this up for now. We have here the nylon strap that comes with the watch. Quick release, nice nylon strap, and that is a titanium buckle as well with their AT shield, which I'll explain more about later on in the video. Here we have the card for the movement. You can see all the details of the movement there. The 9039 caliber movement, fully regulated. We also have this booklet, and this booklet with the Okami kanji. Nice thank you note from Charlie, the owner of Namica watches, to me. May your Okami bring you exciting new adventures and many more fond memories. Thank you, Charlie. Setting the time on your new Okami. My warranty number 45, the date, and it's warranty for a year. And the model I chose was the Kurayami Silver, which you will see in all its glory. So yeah, that's just describes bits and pieces about general care and the strap and the titanium bracelet, which I opted for as well. But let's get that out of the way, guys, because you want to see the watch. I'll just put that to the side for now. Here is the Namica Okami Kurayami. Kurayami meaning darkness. Now, I've just got this, so you are going to join me while I get rid of that. And also, because this is a sapphire crystal sandwich, it has it on the back as well, so let's get rid of that too. Lovely. Right, guys, so first views, first thoughts of seeing this. Lovely, slim, light, very 70s-esque with a futuristic touch as well. Before I go too far, let's get into some stats for you guys. So this was part of a Kickstarter launch, and the Kickstarter was launched in February of this year. The retail price for this watch was $630 US, but you could get it on an early bird, super early bird, or general release. Now the super early bird was $429. The early bird was $449, and the general release was $469. So I actually got the early bird. I missed the super early bird by a couple of seconds and got the early bird. Now with the super early bird, that was only for 50 pieces. The early bird was for 100 pieces, and then the general release was all the other pieces, right? Everything else. So yeah, I was up early and got it for the early bird. But anyway, let's get into some stats here. So the case is a 39mm case, although it wears a little bit bigger because, you know, if you have any squares, they do wear a little bit bigger than their size is. So 39mm. The lug to lug is a 47mm. The lug width is a 22mm. That's a great width, great strap monster width there. The height is a 10.7mm. Lovely thin, solid but thin watch, guys. The weight is 88 grams on the FKM rubber. So it's nice and light. It's solid, but it's light. Not so light that it disappears on your wrist like some titanium watches do, but it's nice and light. It feels good on the wrist. It's 100 meters water resistant, and the crown is a 7mm screw-in crown. That dial that you see there, the design, the light is picking it up. I can bring it in closer for you. That is a vertical brushed metallic dial. Absolutely lovely there. You can see the Namica emblem at the 12 o'clock position there, and the wording automatic at the 6 o'clock position there, and that's all there is on that dial. Almost a sterile dial. It has a lovely rehaut in the same color as the dial, which carries on the size of the dial to the edge of the casing, gives it a bigger appearance. Turning round, you can see the case back has this engraving on here. This is the futuristic interpretation of a Japanese Bishman. So the Bishman pattern taken from the Kikyu, which is a tortoiseshell pattern that can be found on the samurai armor plates. So you've got some real heritage there, and that rotor has a lovely gold edging. You can just see there the lovely gold edging design, and there you have the Okami kanji. I like the design on the back here. I think Charlie could have maybe opted for not doing the Okami kanji on the back there, because it kind of hides the beauty of the movement and the rotor there. Maybe could have just done the kanji, Okami kanji in an outline pattern, but I still like it. If there's one thing I would change, I'd probably say leave that out, but I still like it. So as I mentioned before, the sapphire is sandwich. It's a sapphire sandwich casing. So you have like AR coating on the top, sapphire crystal, and AR coating on the back, sapphire crystal, which makes it a sapphire sandwich. AT shield stands for absolute titanium shield. So that's the the scratch resistant shield found on this titanium casing here, and also on the titanium buckle here as well. Obviously, if you smack the watch against something, you will definitely scratch it, but for the normal wear and tear, you won't really scratch it up. It's got a nice coating, and incidentally, that coating does have a 1200 HV rating on the Vickers scale, so not a bad rating at all. Looking at the indices there on the dial, you can see they're tubular in shape, filled with BGW9 and C3 on this dial. So the hands, I believe, are BGW9 and the indices are C3, but we'll see later on when I give you a loom shot. And incidentally, to get this stealth look for Kurayami, representation of the darkness, the loom had to be mixed with black paint. So obviously the loom isn't going to be fantastic on this watch, but that's, you go into buying the Kurayami knowing that the loom isn't going to be brilliant, because Charlie actually notes it in the details of the watch on the website. So loom isn't fantastic. It doesn't last for a very long time, nowhere near as much as you'd get from the Shirahama or the other Okami models. But I went for the Kurayami because I felt that it would be the least popular and the one you wouldn't see very often later on. So we'll see how that works out for me. Those hands are diamond cut with brush centers and polished sides. They really stand out really well. You can just see the light catching the edges there. Going back to the movement, so I mentioned before, it's the Miyota 9039, fully regulated. No date, obviously, on that one. 28,800 beats per hour. It's hacking and winding. Has a 42-hour power reserve, and is a lovely addition to this Japanese model. Let me give you a wrist shot, guys, on the FKM rubber. I'll just take the Shirahama off. So this is, as I said, a 39, and I don't usually wear anything under a 42, but as you can see, because of the square design, it doesn't look, usually these watches look really small on my wrist, but let me move it up a bit. It doesn't look bad on my wrist at all for a 39, just because of the way the case design gives the watch a slightly bigger appearance. It feels lovely on the wrist. But I would never have got a 39mm, even a 40, but Charlie seems to have designed these watches so that whether you have a bigger wrist or a smaller wrist, the watch doesn't get lost or overpower you at all, depending on the size of your wrist. What I'll do, guys, is while we're talking about straps, I mentioned that I opted for the titanium bracelet. It's another quick release titanium bracelet from Namica. I'm going to fit this and come back with it on, and you can see what Okami looks like on a titanium bracelet. So bear with me, guys, and I will be back in a sec. And I'm back, guys. I took the liberty of sizing the bracelet as well for my 7¼ inch wrist. It's a little bit tricky because you have to get the quick release pins into, well, there's 2 holes, and Charlie actually sent these instructions. So for the bracelet you need the inner hole, and for the strap you need the outer hole for the lugs. It will go in the outer hole, but what will happen is you'll see a pretty big gap like that up here. As you can see, there's no gap there. That's actually where the bracelet end is in the lug. So yeah, that's the bracelet where it articulates there, but this is actually with the end link where it's actually flush, and it will only be flush like that when you fit it so that it's located in these blue holes, which is closer to the actual case, closer to the inside of the case. But anyway, that's if you get one of these, because it's a great watch, and I love the clasp as well. It has a nice micro adjust inside here, so you just literally, where it says push there, you push down there. I'll do it with this hand. Push down there and you can adjust. And the beauty of that is when you do adjust it, unless you're right out there like that, but and I wasn't, but when you do adjust it, you don't really see that it's been adjusted. It still shows like a normal link to clasp look. So Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Let me give you a loom shot, guys. Now that I'm back, let me give you a loom shot. In fact, we're definitely going to have to give it some UV because the mix of the black paint in there does not help. But I'm going to give it a nice healthy dose and see what it looks like under my lights. Okay, so quite bright for now. It won't last. I've seen, footage of it not lasting, so I know that it won't last. But not bad at all. You can, as you can see, BGW9 on the indices and C3 on each hand. It's lovely and sharp. I knew that the loom wasn't the selling point for this watch, but even with that, it's not bad. Those of you who know me know that I could stare at that all night long. So, in fact, before I say I won't, let me just show you. We didn't even give the Shirahama a dose of the UV, and look at that. She's gorgeous. Anyway, let me get the lights back on so that I don't get distracted by the beauty of that loom. I'll give you one more round. This beautiful Okami Kurayami. The darkness. The wolf. Darkness. And that case back. That lovely case back. Take this off of here as well. That feels so good to do that. I think I'm going to keep it on the bracelet for a while, guys. I actually like it. It's a lovely dressy look now. Nice for the Christmas period. Let me know in the comments what you think, guys. Full titanium Okami Kurayami. Another one on the wrist for you. Very nice indeed. Thank you, Namica Watches, for another great piece. Guys, I really can't wait to see what they do next, what Charlie and Aki do next. So, as I always say, guys, wear all of your timepieces in the very best of health. And until next time, take care.